Hello, Sawadika, buenas tardes. My name is Valerie Woods. It's great to be here with all of you today. I am a senator from Belize. That's a very small country on the Caribbean coast of Central America. You may have heard about Belize, not necessarily through any of my individual efforts, but definitely through the unrelenting efforts of my brave and tenacious countryman, Caleb Orozco. I'm not so sure Caleb is the secretary of this conference. Caleb is the executive director of the United Belize Advocacy Movement, UNIBAM. He's a member of ILGA and is present at the conference. Caleb and UNIBAM have been at the forefront of the very long struggle for decriminalization of homosexuality in Belize. So Caleb, if you're here, thank you, thank you, thank you. As a senator from Belize, I'm a member of Parliamentarians for Global Action, PGA. So this is a dynamic, non-governmental, non-partisan international network of over 1,300 individual legislators in 142 countries. Its mission is to inform and mobilize parliamentarians worldwide to advocate for human rights, the rule of law, democracy, human security, non-discrimination, and of course gender equality. So in 2013, in an effort to prompt a conversation about LGBTI rights in Parliament, PGA launched its global parliamentary campaign against discrimination based on SOGI. The ultimate goal is to mobilize parliamentarians as human rights champions and encourage them to act. In 3 years, PGA's SOGI campaign has sensitized approximately 200 parliamentarians from all continents, contributed to various advocacy and legislative efforts of parliamentarians from around the world, and facilitated dialogue between parliamentarians and LGBTI activists in several countries, including Belize, Trinidad, Dominican Republic, Suriname, and several others. As a resource for parliamentarians in this area of work, and in collaboration with UNDP, PGA has prepared a manual entitled Advancing the Human Rights and Inclusion of LGBT People. It's a handbook for parliamentarians. My friends from PGA, Monica and Jennifer, right here at the front, they have some hard copies for you if you're interested. But as a parliamentarian, I have personally found this small little book, manual, I found it to be an invaluable campaign and sensitization tool. And I do urge you to look at it. What are some of the contents of this handbook? Well, it includes the International Human Rights Framework with regards to LGBTI people, actions that parliamentarians can take in their legislative, representative, and oversight roles, including reaching out to civil societies, myths versus realities about the LGBTI people, how to speak about LGBTI issues. It's a practical tool to understand where a country stands on LGBTI rights, and sample questions for parliamentarians to pose in Parliament and to key decision makers. Specific case studies that show inspiring actions that parliamentarians have taken around the world to advance LGBTI rights are also included in this. Face-to-face meetings with civil society, listening to your stories and your experiences is absolutely critical to help MPs like myself and many others around the world to understand the challenges faced by LGBTI people and the urgency to act. PGA is creating a safe space for that conversation and a bridge between our silos. Through PGA, as a parliamentarian, I have witnessed what I thought was almost impossible. LGBTI activists and parliamentarians in the same room, exchanging views and experiences, and engaging in open and productive discussions with the aim of solving common challenges. I immediately became encouraged to invite PGA to organize a visit to Belize. For me, the timing was absolutely crucial. On August 10th of this year, the Supreme Court of Belize ruled Section 53 of the Criminal Code, which criminalized consenting intercourse between adults of the same sex, unconstitutional. In issuing his decision, Chief Justice Kenneth Benjamin made a far-reaching interpretation of sex to include sexual orientation as grounds protected in the Constitution, and therefore ruled that Section 53 was inconsistent with Belize's Bill of Rights. A backlash from religious fundamentalist groups ensued, and they plan to appeal the decision. The government is also considering a limited appeal on the ruling's interpretation of sex. So the fight is not over, but I am optimistic that judgment will be affirmed and not reversed. Engaging parliamentarians now is more important than ever. In a democratic and secular state, parliamentarians are responsible to stand up for law over religious arguments and to legislate for and represent all of our constituents. So earlier this month, Belize had its first PGA parliamentary delegation, led by a Costa Rican legislator and a senator from Antigua and Barbuda. The first meeting it held was with the civil society. At meetings with the Belize parliamentarians, the PGA delegation conveyed the concerns of the LGBTI community, gained a better understanding of the political landscape of Belize, and sensitized parliamentarians to the challenges and opportunities for legislative reform advancing the human rights of LGBTI people. As a result of those meetings earlier this month, out of 43 members in our parliament, 11 Belizean legislators from both the ruling party and the opposition has joined me to become members of the PGA network. This handbook for parliamentarians, in my mind, is a key tool for education and sensitization of everyone's human rights, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or sex characteristics. 4 things I have learned through this process that I would like you to keep in mind as I sum up. 1, your stories. Your stories and testimonies are powerful means to build empathy and prompt action. Allies. Identify allies in your respective parliaments. We may be few in some countries, but we are committed to human rights and we're very passionate about our work. While some parliamentarians may be former human rights activists, for the vast majority of us, it may be the first time dealing with these issues. So you can help us. Collaboration. Work with other civil society groups in your country and abroad to amplify a unified message. And liaising with journalists. Very important for you to raise the visibility about violence and discrimination towards LGBTI people. And finally, changing laws, and more importantly, changing minds, takes time. Sometimes it may seem that we're on opposite sides, but there is space for common ground in all of us wanting our countries to progress and all our people to live with dignity and respect. I did not expect to be a senator or the senator having this conversation in Belize. I never anticipated attending an ILGA World Conference and participating in this space. But here I am, and I'm very grateful. A parliamentarian willing to learn, I'm willing to act, and I'm willing to be your ally. As the Thai people say, "Khop kun ka," gracias, and thank you very much.